The reason why I decided to make a video on Bitcoin is because I have people tell me they are interested in Bitcoin, but that it's too complicated to understand or that the price is already too high. I hope to bring some clarity to the topic, and as far as the price goes, it will continue to rise, so don't let that stop you from accumulating wealth. This is not financial advice, and I hope this video gets you to do your own research. What is money? Is it real or is it fake? The answer could be both because it falls under the definition of intersubjective. Intersubjective is unique to humans because it deals with human consciousness. Intersubjective is when an idea is held amongst multiple minds. If we all believe in something, does that not make it real in some sense? Things like fairy tales, myths, or religion? Well, money falls under that category. Money has no intrinsic value. You can't eat it, wear it, or drink it. It only has value because we all agree to use it as a medium of exchange for things that do have value, like food, water, and shelter. We need a medium to exchange because bartering doesn't work at scale. Money allowed us to have a bigger, more robust economy for more goods and services to exchange, but we ran into a problem quickly, mainly because of the centralized power. The ones in control of the money and issuance found it all too tempting to debase the currency. What is debasement? Debasement is when those in charge of the money supply inflate it by making more of it. Why is this attractive to do? In the short term, you create money or value out of thin air. Similar to a credit card, you can pay for the war today, but you bear the cost later. History is littered with examples of empires debasing their own currency. A famous example is the Roman Empire debasing their currency, reducing the amount of silver in a coin. The population started to catch on, and this is where the term sound money comes from, because different mixtures of metal coins made different sounds. People wanted the real gold and silver coins, not copper and bronze. Fast forward to the 19th century, and that was the start of the gold standard. This was probably the best system and form of money we had, and it stretched into the early 20th century, ending around the 1920s. This is when government fiat money started replacing the gold standard. The United States made it illegal for its citizens to own and to hoard gold, and it started confiscating it so they could force their fiat paper money onto the world. It is also no coincidence that this is when the Big Forever War started. Remember what I said about debasement being similar to a credit card. Before fiat money, governments and empires only could afford what they had in gold for a war. They couldn't afford long wars until the fiat system allowed them to sustain longer wars, using the system like a credit card, and the population paid for it through inflation because printing money doesn't really add value. Now you need more of that paper to buy the same regular goods. The argument for the fiat system, or the debt system, is that it allows for governments to take on more projects for faster growth, and it also allows for flexibility in the monetary system if you're not fiscally responsible. Think of the gold standard like a debit card, and think of the fiat system like a credit card. On debit, you can only spend what you have, but on credit, you can spend what you don't have. When the Federal Reserve prints money, this causes inflation. Fractional banking also causes inflation. When banks can loan more than what they hold, this essentially is printing money too. This causes inflation not because things are getting more expensive, but that the currency is getting diluted and you need more of it to buy the same things. The only ones who can survive in this system are the ones who take loans and secure assets. Regular people feel the burden. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is built on zero trust. There is no human element to it. No board of people, no CEO, or no government centralized control. And this is what separates Bitcoin from all the other cryptocurrencies. All the other crypto projects have a team of people behind it, meaning that it is centralized, while Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning no one can control it. The debt ceiling rises no matter what president takes office because of the fiat system we use. Governments will continue to print money, causing prices to rise, and this is at odds with the technology progression. Think back to when the first cell phones or TVs were made. They were very expensive. Over time, they became cheaper so the masses could have them. These two systems are at odds because fiat raises prices and technology is supposed to lower prices. In conclusion, when governments print money, It's like adding water to alcohol or to gasoline. It dilutes it. So our purchasing power is being diluted. If you are feeling robbed by inflation, Bitcoin will give you your money back. I recommend everyone to read the book The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. This is the book that famously changed Michael Saylor's mind, as well as my own. I also recommend watching the Lex Fridman podcast with Saifedean, episode 284, to get more information on Bitcoin. Do your own research.